That's an irrelevant app.
But it's still an app.
It's an irrelevant app.
Glide in there.
Well, we're going.
Go ahead, sit up in there. Get comfy.
That thing's a little crooked, but I'll fix that in post.
How you gonna fix crooked?
It's so cool, dude. In the little editor, you go.
Can you fix my face?
No.
Oh.
No.
That's
You
cool.
can, but I don't know how to.
Get comfy.
Or I'm comfy.
We're gonna have an episode.
We're starting. I do gotta get comfy.
That's what I just said.
We're already going,
I
so
know.
we're ripping it.
I know.
Tell the people what we're talking about.
We're gonna do fitness tracking today, but honestly, I just want to kick my feet back and just have a little time with the boy.
Before we get into it, let's mention a few things.
Okay.
These are cool.
These are cool.
Really cool. We're gonna try. I'm gonna order a smaller sticker. Get a little smaller sticker on there, but we got a new pod cover.
Yeah, the baby blue's nice.
Pod mic
And
covers.
Listen,
Hopefully it'll help.
It's not the tools. It's me.
Hopefully it'll help.
Hopefully it helps some things.
Like what?
Just some problems that certain individuals on
It
this
seems like
podcast
you've been
have.
thinking about whatever this is.
I'm a mental midget.
Talk to us. Let's.
I
open
got
up a little
problems
bit.
with the mic. Like in the beginning, I used to touch it a lot, and then I stopped, and now it's back. It's like a.
Bro, that was an episode 1 thing.
I know. I think it's just like a nervous tick.
We're
I
on
don't-
16.
Yeah, I got problems.
We have about 16 hours of experience now. That's nothing.
That's nothing.
We're getting there. We gotta
But
keep going.
I think the chairs helped. God knows, I got bigger problems.
All right, let's focus less on that because that's
Let's
time.
go positive. Let's hit the sponsor. You want to hit it?
Hit the sponsor, and then I'll hit the sponsor with the sponsor.
Okay. We're sponsored by Mano Wellness today and every day. New drop, new hats.
That was my sponsor of the sponsor. Keep going.
Oh, I'm sorry. New hats.
No, keep going.
We got these grays, which I haven't gotten yet.
That's a problem. It's right
But-
there.
The material is stupid.
So nice, dude. Can you rephrase
Stupid in a good way.
Yeah,
If you're
yeah.
hip, you get it. If you're not, we'll get you up to speed.
Yeah, we'll help them out.
But these are nice. Someone was wearing these at a.
Well, they're
at-
cool if they're listening to this.
That's true.
So.
Someone was wearing these at a workout, and they're nice with it.
Yeah, they're
Very
awesome,
nice.
dude.
I'm waiting for the blender bottle.
All
I'm
right,
excited about that. So you posted the blender bottle on social media. It's white.
Sorry, those are the blender bottles.
They're in.
Yeah.
I'm taking one with me.
Yeah, absolutely.
Are they white?
They're white.
They're sick.
They're so sweet.
And I say that from the picture. I haven't seen it yet. In person.
Yeah, they're absolutely sweet. I would get it, but the bottom one is the open one.
That's okay.
But these hats, dude, I gotta touch on them real quick. So we just dropped the spring drop. The spring drop is this gray long sleeve, these hats, and then blender bottles. So they are already up on the store. Actually, fun fact: this is Saturday, April 26th that we're recording this. They're gonna drop on Monday, but they're already on the store, so it's perfect time.
Where can
for
I
people
find that
listening.
store?
So on our Instagram, you can go to our link tree, the link in our bio. It's right there. If you go to that, it'll literally say have a tab that says shop, or you can go to monowellness.co, go to the more, and go click on shop, and it's at the Mono shop.
Hell yeah, brother.
No, but so I want to touch on this because this hat, I went bold on this thing.
You think?
Our hats before were just all black, and don't get me wrong, I love the black and blue vibe, but there's something after adding this gold in. There's something about this blue, gold, and white vibe. It's just like it's nice to see. It's like lightning, light-hearted.
Yeah, I mean, you said 3 different words, so I don't know which one
Something
you're going
light.
for.
Something light.
It's
But yeah, no, I love these. These are awesome. The quality's insane.
the quality is insane. I think it's a backwards guy for me. I honestly
I figured it out.
yeah, you're gonna have to fill me in. The forward I think is not my look with it
Here's when
because it's a different style. Let's be honest.
Here's when you use it forward. The only times when you actually use for like what a hat is supposed to be.
If you need to
used
block
for.
the sun.
Right.
If I'm wearing
It's
it for
so good
style,
at blocking
I
the sun,
love the
dude.
stitched mono in the back.
Yeah. Well,
That's what-
so running is awesome forward, especially with the sun.
Hmm.
But also because if you're a nerd like me and you wear glasses, it's more of a flat rim, so I can actually wear glasses with it.
It's a rim.
Yeah.
That thing's out there.
But I can wear glasses with it.
Yeah, that's nice.
It's nice. So, monowellness.co, go to the shop, or you can go to our link in our Instagram. Check it out. Appreciate it. Love the sponsor. What do you say on the head of it? Let's get into it, Carson.
I'm in. We're going to do fitness tracking. Where do you want to start with this?
So we're going to go through apps and
Wearables.
watches and wearables. I think we start with wearables because the wearables have apps.
Are going to bleed in. Yeah.
And then I have a few other apps that I want to mention. But there's, let me ask you this, because there's a couple of routes that we're going to go. I definitely want to go through some of the popular ones and like just our general thoughts on them, because I know you have experience with some of them. But I also want to go into some of the data. In terms of like the accuracy of the data, I think that's important to touch on. I think we should touch on like some of the ones, like for example, heart rate and like how they measure it from watch to watch. Because for example, Apple Watch is going to be very different from like a Garmin or an Aura. And then I also want to touch on something that not many people think about, but the relationship to these watches and data in general. I think it's very important. Something I want to touch on. So, starting wise,
the boys are a little excited about this.
I'm a big. I know you are, dude. I'm a big data guy. I have every single workout tracked from probably 2021. Past 4 years.
I've seen the spreadsheets.
Spreadsheet's awesome.
I've seen the spreadsheet.
I love the spreadsheet. If I lost that thing, I would lose myself. So let's go through the types of watches.
I'll go. I wear the Garmin.
Wearables.
Yeah, I wear the Garmin. I think it's the Epics. So let's start with the intimidation factor of picking out a device,
dude,
or a wearable. So,
dude,
it's a problem.
Not only do you have to figure out where you want it on the body, then you got to figure out what brand you want. Then that brand has about 4 million different options.
All right, so you wear a Garmin, right? And I don't even know if this is where we want to start, but this is where I'll start. I'll start with my experience with it. I was starting to get into fitness, and I came to you, and I was like, what should I be wearing? And you're like, hands down, no question, get the Garmin. And you said, well, first off, you said if it were anyone else, I would ask more questions, but you already knew where I was coming from, what I do.
I know the boy.
Yeah, you knew what I
know the boy more than the boy knows the boy.
Yeah, that's very true.
You like that?
But you knew where I was coming from a workout standpoint, what I like to do. And to break it down a little more, I like to golf, right? I like to weight train. I like casual cardio, right? So I'm not a cardio freak. I don't run much. I like to walk, but when I do run, I enjoy data behind it. So I would say I'm more of a well-rounded activity guy. I like to be active, whether it's a sport, whether it's weightlifting, whether it's a walk.
Your goal is health.
My goal is overall health. So then you go to Garmin, right? They got the Epics, they got the Phoenix, they got the
It doesn't end there though.
What is it?
Forerunner.
The Forerunner. They got another one. I bought a Forerunner, returned it
within 2 days.
Within maybe 2 days. I'm cheap, so I couldn't get over the price. I couldn't get over it. And then they wrote me back in, baby. They wrote me right back in.
Them or me?
Both.
Yeah.
Both. So I ended up going with the Epics, and it's more of a hybrid. The Phoenix is very endurance heavy, if I'm not mistaken,
right.
And the Epics has a lot of that, but sways towards the golf as well. Has great golf tracking. I go on the course. The GPS is insane.
Yeah.
Like someone shooting. So for those of you who know golf, when you're a certain distance out, you use like a device that'll shoot the stick and tell you exactly how far out you are. As they're shooting it, I'll turn to the guy next to me. I go, "We're 150 out."
So you used it today?
Dead serious.
It's that good?
Yeah, it's so good.
I've never used the golf feature.
Oh, it's incredible. I'll literally turn to the guy who I'm playing with. I'll go, "We're 150 out." The guy will shoot it, be like, "We're 148." I'm like, "No shit. I got you."
Don't need no rangefinder.
It's dead on.
That's wild. That's
It'll
awesome.
tell you back of the green, front of the green, middle of the green.
So it doesn't say
it
where
can't ping the pin.
Yeah, because it doesn't know where the pin is.
So, but you can look.
But yeah, you know.
And the flags, you're like, oh, pin's in the front. I'm 148.
And now that you know that the green is on a downhill, right? You're gonna hit it a little far, so you get the roll.
Well, if you were a good golfer, you would.
Like
but
Rory?
for me, I'm just like, I'm 148. Let me grab something that would get me close to the green.
It's funny though because it's still going.
Yeah. I'm in Shank City.
Dude, that's awesome. So that's why I told you to get the Epics.
Mm-hmm.
Was because it was for health.
Yes.
For health.
Overall
goals.
health.
Phoenix is more endurance. Forerunner is running. So I didn't go with the Forerunner because of triathlons, and also when I was doing the ultra runs, that the Phoenix was just had a better battery life.
So, I'd say 90% of these people who watch the podcast, overall health. What device, if you're wearing a wrist, are you going for? You're going Garmin?
So, well, it depends, because price wise too.
Yeah.
So let's break them down. We got, if we're talking about wrists, so we'll keep Aura out of it for now. We got Garmin, Apple Watch.
Smartwatches, so Apple, Samsung, whatever you want to say.
Yeah, all of those. Fitbit, and then I'll throw in a new one that's coming. It's called Koros. It's a really big endurance
I'll
one.
throw in one that I thought was the coolest before it started, the Whoop.
Oh my gosh, I totally forgot.
That was where we started.
How did I forget that?
That was where we started.
Literally, I don't know how I forgot that.
Yeah. Cool looking devices.
I'm so happy you said that.
They're cool looking devices.
Bro, I would have been pissed if I forgot.
I love
that.
the Whoop.
The Whoop is awesome.
Yeah.
So if you're focused on health, you got to think of a couple things. One, price. Price is the biggest thing with these watches. I'm one that I don't mind spending the extra money, especially if it's a health related thing. I have to look at it as an investment. So that's why I went with the Phoenix. I went with the highest priced Garmin that fit what I was doing endurance. So you went with the highest priced Garmin that fit what you were doing health.
And
I would say
you can go on, not to cut you off, but you can go online and there's literally people who it's their career to break down the difference between these watches. So there's YouTube videos for days that will tell you every intricate.
They don't got to go there because we're gonna do it right now.
Okay.
So I would say if you're willing to spend money, and you're looking for general health, I would. So if you're willing to spend money, go Garmin. If you're looking for general health, Garmin Epics. If you're looking for endurance, I would go Garmin Phoenix. If you're looking for running, Garmin Forerunner. That's if you're willing to spend. I would throw Whoop in there, but keep in mind Whoop does not have a watch face. The reason I switched from Whoop to Garmin was because I just wanted a watch face.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't want any notifications or anything like that. I just wanted to see like what my paces were during a run or something like that. I would say the data between those two, Garmin and Whoop, are very similar. Whoop might be might have a slighter edge. Might be better.
In what? The data?
Data. Just because it doesn't have all this other fancy shit.
Right.
That's another thing to note too. Like, the fancier it is or the more features it has, the less the actual data, the health data, is going to be accurate. Because it has so much other... So that's why Apple Watch, to me, as a fitness watch, bottom of the barrel. It's not great. It's okay, but you have so many other things that Apple is focused on. Now, I think they actually have like a specific fitness one, but it still does messaging and Instagram and does all these things. They don't focus on that fitness side of it.
And to be fair, if you're someone who really enjoys the Apple Watch or a smartwatch in general, and you like getting those notifications to your wrist, we have our own opinions on that. But if that's something you really enjoy, the Garmin does do it.
It does, though, but you can't respond.
It's not
right?
great, right? So it's not very intricate. The only thing I have it on is for phone calls. It buzzes once if I get a phone call. You can get it to buzz when you get text, Instagram, Snapchat. I have that off personally. You can't respond, but it can send the notifications if you want it. Love that.
That's a great note, though. That's a key difference. Whoop, Garmin, these are fitness watches.
Yeah.
You said it right. Those are smart watches. So it makes sense that they're not going to be as accurate fitness-wise. So keep them. If it is a smartwatch and it does, the primary objective of it is to do all those other things. And yeah, the fitness side of it's not going to be that good. It's going to be okay though. You're going to get very, very general good data, but you're not going to get the data like Garmin and Whoop give you.
No.
So I would say, again, it just depends. Now, I think the first choice is, okay, do you want a fitness watch? Do you want a smartwatch? If you're going fitness watch, how much do you want to spend? And then and then I would say the third tier to Whoop and Garmin is Fitbit. I don't know enough about Fitbit, but I think
we say Fitbit's the OG. They've been around
it's
for
the
a
OG,
while.
and it is the best entry-level fitness watch, I think. Entry-level.
Really?
Entry-level. If
Yeah.
you're not willing to spend that much and you don't know a lot about the data, just because they've been in the game for so long.
They get it.
They get it. So that would be actually one of my counter arguments to the Garmin. And I love the Garmin. You know how much I love Garmin.
Yeah. Your Garmin.
But Garmin is not just a fitness watch either. Like Garmin's original business
GPS.
was GPS.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, that makes sense with fitness, but they're not just focused on fitness watches. So, like, for example, another endurance fitness watch is called Koros.
Mm-hmm.
That is the best. If you're talking about in fitness,
I'm hearing this name a lot more.
if you're talking about fitness, that is the best fitness watch out there, I think, because they're just tailored to fitness.
Expensive.
I don't know. Actually, I haven't looked into it because it's. I don't want to say it's new, but I think it's like
It's on the rise.
It's on the rise. If I were to switch one, it would be that one. But this thing has. I mean, the durability of these things are insane.
They're amazing.
I've had this thing for 3 years now. It's in like the newest condition.
Side note that a lot of people won't care about. I'm fascinated by the businesses behind these, and I mean that in the sense that Garmin pay up front, no subscription. Whoop,
That's interesting.
no pay up front, subscription. Oura Ring, pay up front and subscription.
No, really?
Well, it's
gotta
a
jump
cheap
into Oura.
it's a cheap subscription, but you pay up front. So Garmin's app is free. Whoop's app's not, which is the subscription based. Aura, you pay the monthly and you pay for the device. So it's the mindset behind it is interesting. Like the cancel the Whoop was very easy because it was a monthly subscription. Garmin, you pay up front and you feel like you're bought in.
You know, it's funny though. Garmin just dropped a plus membership.
So
in their
subscription?
app, yeah. I mean, it was literally $60
It
for
makes
the year.
sense. It makes sense.
I bought it.
Yeah, I know you bought. People are gonna buy it, and it's for you get money on the table, but the business behind it, it's interesting to
yeah.
me.
Let's jump into Aura because we covered fitness watches. I have never worn an Aura, but I've seen the data because my dad has it. Yeah.
I think I got it 45 minutes ago. Came in the mail.
Wait, actually?
Dead serious. I know nothing about this. 45 minutes ago.
Well,
this
I know
came
your
in.
mom has. Your mom.
My
loves
mom,
it.
my dad have it. My mom also wears a Garmin. Wears this. Loves it.
In summary, with the ring instead of the watch, I would say it honestly just comes down to personal preference. I don't think there's enough to say that the data is that different
I'm a little skeptical of the ring.
because of the ring.
No. First off, I don't know if I'm a loser, but I think it looks sick.
I do like it.
But
I'm not a ring guy, but I do like it.
I'll say this. I'm skeptical because weight training
Yeah.
with dumbbells on, like with dumbbells, it actually recommends you take it off for weight training. Leave it on for running, leave it on for walking.
See, I don't like that.
Hate it.
I don't like that.
So the second reason why I'm skeptical of it, if you can't track that workout, how can you track my recovery?
Especially because one of your primary things is strength training.
Yes. I mainly bought it to be able to, honestly, this might be a little personal. Lauren does not love it, me wearing the watch to bed. Yeah, it's bulky. It's a little bulkier.
Yeah, I don't know. I just never mesh with the ring either.
But I'm gonna do. I told Anthony on the way over. There's videos all over comparing Garmin, Aura, comparing fitness trackers. I'm gonna do a video after a month. It's not gonna be crazy in depth. I'll talk about the data. I'll talk about preferences because I'm not there yet. I don't know. So stay updated on the lookout for that. But I will say off the jump, I'm a little skeptical.
Yeah. Two things. Number one, I don't know the last time you called me Anthony.
Yeah, it's sad.
I don't know if you ever have. That was weird.
Yeah, it was.
I was thinking the whole time. I don't even know what you just said because I was thinking about that the whole time. No, I do. So let's we covered all of those. Let's go into the data because one thing that people don't realize, because I even mentioned like the heart rate data. Like, dude, the amount of data that Garmin gives you, it's like, how does this thing on your wrist or on your finger able to put all that data out there. That's very important. Because I think and this also is going to go into the relationship that I really want to focus on. People need to understand that these things are so estimated. They're estimated pretty well. Like I'm going to sound such like a loser. I was about to say the standard deviation of the accuracy.
Oh my god.
I'm only saying that because we literally tested it in grad school. No, but literally, like, they are so estimated. Think about with these watches and the ring, they are, if you're talking about heart rate, they're not getting your heart rate, they're getting your pulse, right? Your heart's up here. That's your pulse. So even that is so estimated. And then think about all the heart rate data, heart rate variability, resting heart rate. Like, I think we really need, and this is coming from the data guy, we really need to take these with a grain of salt. Because, dude, they can't be that accurate. Right? For my workouts, I wear a heart rate monitor. That heart rate monitor is still estimated, but the difference between the data that I get with my heart rate monitor versus the watch is insane. I'll do the same workout, heart rate's way different. So, like, overall, I want people to really, really take these with a grain of salt. And the biggest reason is because people get so obsessed with the data. I was guilty of it with sleep data, with heart rate data, with training data. Everyone lets the data tell them how they feel, how they should feel, how their performance is going, and it completely blocks their ability to just go by actual feel. Yeah, your Garmin or your Whoop or your Oura is telling you that you didn't sleep or you're overtrained. But if you didn't look at that, you would just go by feel.
Right.
So if your Garmin says that you're overtrained, but you feel awesome, you might not hit a workout that day, but if you didn't have the Garmin, you'd hit an awesome workout.
Slight counterpoint.
Yeah.
I agree and disagree slightly.
I love it.
And I'll tell you where I disagree, because that is exactly the mindset I had going in. Was my watch told me that I didn't get a good enough. Why would I buy a watch to tell me how I slept? What am I going to do? Go back and fix how I slept? Can't do it. So looking at it doesn't matter to me. It's just going to make me feel some sort of way and ruin my day when I can't go back and fix it anyway. That was my initial mindset. And I think a lot of people feel that way. Cool. It's going to tell me how I slept. It's too late. I already slept. Here's the thing. That's how I felt for a while. I've done a full 180 on this. And I'll tell you why. First thing I like waking up to is the morning report. I love it. Now, I do take it with a grain of salt, so I have that acceptance in my head that, listen, these are just numbers. They're not perfect.
Numbies.
They're numbies. They're not perfect, right? And it's not affecting my day in a good way or a bad way. But if my number is low, I will prioritize sleep that next night. So I do listen to the data, and it does change my habits. If I know I only slept 6 hours and my watch tells me you really didn't sleep that well, and I kind of feel that too, cool. The next night, I'm prioritizing sleep a little bit more. I'm getting in bed on time. I'm making sure I get my hours in. If not that night, the next 2 nights, and as much as I can. It's not so much like, hey, you need to fix it right away, but it's like, all right, noted. Let's prioritize this a little bit more. And
100%.
If my data for the last week on workouts says like, hey, you've gone a little light on the workouts, noted. I'm not looking to overhaul everything right away, but let's go a little bit harder this week. Or you went a little bit hard, let's take it a little bit softer. I'm not live or die by it, but let's tweak it here, let's tweak it there.
That's what I should have emphasized in the beginning. There's way more positives than
Yes.
I think the only 2 negatives is that relationship, that obsessive relationship with it.
I get what you're saying too. That's why I said counter.
No, I'm happy you brought that up because there's way more positives. Obviously, I still wear one and use it every single day. But yeah, dude, I think everyone's just got to figure out that relationship with it. So like with the sleep data is awesome. It'll tell you right away, like, hey, you need way more. It'll open your eyes to the reality of how much sleep you're not getting.
Right.
But something that I had to change was when I had the Whoop, dude. The first thing I would do every single morning was check my sleep data.
Yeah.
And I would let it tell me how I felt.
Right.
If I got
That's
that,
what you can't
if
do.
it gave me a recovery score and I was in the yellow, I would start my day like I was in the yellow, right? But what I started doing was I didn't let myself look at my sleep data until after 12 p.m.
You were telling me this.
So after my day was started and I already like set my mood for the day and all that, yeah, obviously like you're so right, you can't fix it sleep anyway, but then you're also not letting it dictate
Right.
how you're gonna run that
But
day.
then once you saw it post 12, if you got a bad night's sleep, did that change your like? Hey, I'll prioritize
Then it was exactly
tonight.
what you were
Yeah.
saying. So I got the best of both worlds.
Yeah.
I prevented it letting me like telling me how I should feel that day, but then I also
But you
got
listened
what
to
you
the
got
data.
and listened to the data. I'm like, yo, I gotta get my sleep
Yeah.
back up.
Yeah. So, like I said, I did a full 180. I love it. I look forward to the morning report because I know, like I said, I've created that relationship where it's not affecting my day, but I bank it and I'm like,
Yeah,
this is what we gotta do.
That was the only thing I really want to emphasize from the data side of it. From this, like one, how estimated and taken with a grain of salt. Good estimation, right? I think my last point on the data is these watches are the best to use to see a transformation or a change, right? Because the data that you get in the beginning, you're collecting all of your data for the aura. The data that you're collecting in the beginning, look at it 3 months from now. Yeah, the aura or the watches, they might not be accurate to what your actual body's saying, but they're going to be accurate from month 1 to month 3.
They're playing in the same realm.
Right, so you're going
every
to be
day.
actually able to see a change. So even if your resting heart rate is decreasing, it may not be what it's saying what it is, but it's still decreasing. You're still getting healthier.
Correct.
Right, so like I think the best way to use these watches is to create a healthy relationship with them, but then just track the changes, dude. That's so important. The changes are so key.
What are your give me your top 3 metrics that you look at
For just general health,
every day?
I think.
But it's personal to you, so your 3 key metrics are gonna be different than my 3 key metrics.
Yeah, but it would be the different 3 key metrics that I would recommend people to look at.
No. Okay, I want your personal. What are you looking for?
My personal is I'm looking at my heart rate variability because that indicates my training, right? And I look at the change of it. So the change from a week ago to today or yesterday to today.
So personally, rarely look at it.
It's
Personal to you.
yeah. It's very training. All mine are gonna be training specific.
Which is what I wanted.
Yeah.
Go
So
ahead.
HRV.
Because this is awesome. Like, it shows the wide range of what the watches can do.
Yeah, it's so true.
What 3 are most important to you aren't necessarily the 3 most important to me, but it's so cool to see how much data it gives you.
That's
and,
true.
like, how that affects each person. Go ahead.
Yeah. Heart rate variability, calories. Just because gotta make sure I'm eating enough calories.
Calories, too.
Everyone's looking at calories, but I wish people looked at them for a different reason.
Right. We
but-
can get into that. But maybe not now.
Yeah,
But
not
go
this
ahead.
one.
Okay.
Again, we said it all the time. We could totally do a calories episode. Put it in the notes. So HRV, calories, make sure I'm getting everything I need, and then my sleep score. Garmin gives a sleep score.
Mm-hmm.
The reason I look at the sleep score instead of duration is because the sleep score brings in the phases of sleep. So I'll know if I have a poor sleep score, but I got my normal 7 to 8 hours. All right, what's going on? I can see, I only got 1.5 hours of REM. Why did that happen? This is why I did this, that, or the other. Again, estimated phases, but good estimation.
Yep.
Those are my 3.
Yeah, I would say my number 1 would be, like I said, I love the morning report. So my number 1 would... Yeah, my number 1 would be sleep, I guess. Number 2, my 1A, I would say, or that's my 1A. My 1B, steps. I'm a big steps guy.
I was about to say I love my steps.
And I only do that because I try to hit, we've set, like I try to hit the 10K a day. Try and do it. Do I fall short some days? Yes. Do I go way over some days? Yes. But that's where I want to be. 10, 11K. So big on steps.
That's the worst part about triathlon
I love the
training,
steps,
dude.
though.
I hate triathlon training because I love the steps, dude. So like today is a perfect example. I sent you an example.
It was
earlier
awesome.
this week.
That was cool.
How cool
I
was that?
totally missed it.
Yeah, I don't know where
How
you're
bad
going
was
with
that?
Yeah, I sent Carson a picture of my watch, and because I did a morning bike ride,
I misread
and I
the
burnt
text.
500 calories, and I had less. I had like 450 steps, and I said more calories burnt than steps, and you said what?
I said, you slept 4 hours?
Yeah, I don't know what that was about. Where'd that come from?
I misread steps for more calories
yeah, you
burned
said
than
that.
sleep.
Yeah.
Instead of more calories burned than slept. And I responded, you slept 4 hours,
Yeah.
question mark? And your response was, oh, you do it to me all the time and I hate it. Huh? I'm
Today-
like, first off, watch your tune. Second off, my apologies. I misread.
Here's a good example. Today I had my long bike ride, so I burnt. Today I already have 3,250 calories burnt.
3,000 burnt?
Yeah, at a
active?
long ride. Yeah. No, total. Active 1,800.
Ooh.
And I have 2,100 steps.
Yeah, see, like mine, I played a round of golf, drove the cart, 460 active, 8,900 steps.
So calorie, steps, and what?
Calorie, steps, and sleep.
Sleep. Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah. All right.
But
apps.
everyone's different. I know Big Shane, shout out Shane Meenan, he's a big VO2 max guy.
Well, so that goes in a little bit.
And
of
he's a
data.
Garmin guy.
Yeah, I have a love-hate for the VO2 Max.
That's
on the
fine.
Garmin.
You can kill Shane's dreams if you want.
No, as long as you're using it to track the changes from your first Garmin reading to now, not as an actual. Don't go, oh, my Garmin says my VO2 Max is this number. Let me go look up the averages online. No. Not even close to the same. So that's what I mean for some of the data. Like, don't try to look at your resting heart rate or your HRV. Look it up on Google what the average should be, and then say that's not how we should use it. All right. Well, we also mentioned how some of these have apps. Garmin has an app. Whoop has an app. Aura has an app. I mean, they all have apps. Let's talk about some other apps outside of the wearables that'll be good for tracking, fitness tracking.
Talk to me.
Any ones that off the top of your head? Because I have a whole list.
No, you can shoot. You can shoot.
You don't use any? Use one that I'm going to say.
I use one.
Say it.
I use the Mano Wellness app.
So you used two that I
What
used?
were you gonna say?
Strava.
I use Strava.
You have it
Yeah,
linked up.
I have
don't know how much
Strava
you use
linked.
it.
So here's
You don't give me kudos, I'll tell you that.
no. Here's my love hate with the apps. You go.
All right. Wait, I think about it.
I want to think about how I want to phrase it.
Okay. So, first off, let's just start at the top. The best fitness tracking app out there, like there's no question. It's Mano Wellness app. We just launched. If you do not have the Mano Wellness app, in all seriousness, I highly, highly, obviously recommend it. But the whole point of it and what the Mano Wellness app is one, just exercise tracking. So that's kind of the main gist of it. We also have a bunch of other resources, nutrition resources, but the main thing is the ability to sign up for a coach and get one-on-one coaching, and they'll build your program, help you with nutrition, whatever you're getting in that niche. But the main reason, the main point behind this is exercise tracking. It is so important. We think about nutrition tracking all the time. There's a lot of people tracking their nutrition. One of the biggest changes in my strength and my muscle building and my consistency with exercise is tracking it. So all my workouts, I mentioned I track all my endurance stuff in a Google Sheets whole thing. And then all my lifts, I do it in the Mano Wellness app. So like I'll create my own workouts right through the app. And then that way I can see, okay, last week I was doing a dumbbell bench press. I got 6 reps for 45 pounds. I'm going to try to do 50 this week. Like you got to see those the before and after, because then what's going to happen to most people is that they're just going to plateau. You don't remember the numbers from the week before. So then you're kind of going by feel, which is good. But for the most part, you're also then going to stick to kind of what you know, those numbers that you're used to, right? Because you kind of have that general idea of, okay, this is my warm-up number. This is my set 2, set 3, my last set. You know what I mean? Tracking your weights, your sets, and your reps is so important because there's so many different ways you can progress. You can progress in weights, obviously. But if you stayed at the same weight and instead of doing 6 reps that you did last week, you did 8 this week, That's an increase in weight, right? In total load.
Mm.
You say you were doing 50 pounds, it's 100 more pounds that you just lifted that week.
Yes. Be rooted in the sets, the reps, the data behind it, because that's the way you can track it to get better. I saw a post, and I never heard this, and I kind of agree with it, and I want to hear your thoughts. People go in, they get a workout. You tell it to them, I tell it to them, ChatGPT tells it to them. Do 3 by 12 reps. Do 3 by 10, do 4 by 8, whatever it is. People get so fixed up on the number that they end up squeezing out bad reps.
100%.
So you'll go into the gym, I need to do 10 curls each arm. You really did 8. And you did terrible form for the last 2. My point is, you should be tracking, but track good reps. Don't go in there just to get reps. Don't be striving for reps. Strive for good form, good sets. A big change in my fitness was working out with Al, and we didn't strive for reps. We strive for doing the exercise correctly and making sure if you do an exercise correctly, you can feel it throughout your body. Like, I'm getting a squeeze on the bench.
The mind-muscle connection, dude.
I'm getting a full drop down, full rep on the bicep. If you just, like, go slow, let your body feel it, do it right, I guarantee you're gonna feel way more progress than just going in and counting reps.
Mind-muscle connection.
That mind-muscle connection is real.
It's insane, dude. And the studies behind it is insane.
But tell me you didn't unlock it right away.
No,
like
because you have to have a really good awareness of not only yourself, but then also, like, muscle groups and, like...
And I'm not fully there 24/7 either. I'll go through stretches of the workout where, like, I remind myself, let's slow down. Let's hit this slow, right, and feel it throughout the body. And other times, I'm just fishing for reps. I really am.
Yeah.
And I can say that honestly. When you do slow down and let yourself feel it and go through it, it's way better.
3 quick tips, just quick exercise tips, because I love this. You mentioned already mind-muscle connection. Think about the muscle that you're trying to work out. 2, time under tension, slowing it down.
Mm-hmm.
It's awesome. And then 3, don't go to failure. Go to form failure. When your form is failing, that's when you stop.
Right.
Not just because you have 3 more reps in the tank.
Right.
Love that. That was a great breakdown.
That was all. It's a real
track
change.
Those high quality reps.
Right.
And then progress. So, exercise tracking wise, Mano Wellness app. There's other apps out there, but you don't need them. You just need the Mano Wellness.
Why
app.
mention them?
We're not going to.
Why mention them?
Then another app that I use that I love. It was my favorite app before the Mano Wellness app, Strava. Strava is such a cool. It's more of an endurance app. So, biking, running. I mean, it does do weightlifting, but it's really cool because there's a social side of it too. So when you do a workout through your fitness watch, if you have it linked up, it automatically uploads to Strava, and then it collects all the data for you. But then there's a social side of it. So all the people that you're friends with, they can give you kudos, they can comment on it, and then they can see all your activities. So it's like kind of like an accountability / social. I love Strava. I think it's so important because I'm not one that needs kind of that accountability or motivation to get a workout done. But for people that do, it's so you can just see what your friends are doing. If you have a training plan with someone, you can kind of share it with each other, see what each other is doing. Strava's, I can't speak enough about it. You don't even use it, so.
I will say this. Even though you took a shot at me, and I'll let that slide. We'll talk about that later.
No, I didn't.
Your post was funny.
What?
I laughed at it.
Which one?
The one with the guy flexing with the noodles, the noodles on.
You like that?
Yeah,
I'll throw some of those in there.
Yeah, so that's the thing. I said this to your brother because I laughed out loud at that when I saw it.
Yeah.
Because you don't always make it a joke when you do drop a joke, funny.
And it was on one of my toughest workouts.
Can I ask you a side question?
You can do anything you want.
How hard is it going to be, and we can cut this if you don't want to get into it, to be able to integrate into your app? Is it impossible?
No, it's...
And this might be a side discussion that we have outside, because it's
No,
very controlled about your app.
No, this is great. It's going to have to be in...
And for those who don't know what I'm talking about, you do a workout on your watch, it tracks. You could do a run, it uploads to Strava automatically. We're working on that integration with Mano Wellness.
So the current Mano Wellness app can link to the Garmin, Strava, but it only pulls data from it.
That's the best part.
But not the way I want it to.
Gotcha.
Version 2 of the Mano Wellness app, which we're going to start building very, very soon with a team of developers, and this is going to be like a 3 to 5 year project. That, dude, is... I want them to be in the app.
So it can pull the data from it.
Pull the data. Now, here's the other thing. Strava's a bad example because Strava's a type of app I don't even want to compete with because it's also a different market. But
because fuck them.
But they're just... It's a different market, but they're very well established.
Pond scum.
Well established. But so our competitors is the ones that will totally integrate. Like, for example, what I want to... say the links with Garmin... You have a workout already created on the Mano Wellness app. You click send to watch, and then you can use it on your watch.
It's awesome.
Something like that. So that would be version 2. That's big picture.
That's awesome.
Have big vision pictures, obviously. But the most important thing with the current version of the app was just getting the exercise tracking piece while the ability to also...
Oh, the app's awesome. That was not...
No, but awesome. I think the main thing with it was... having the ability to have our coaches right there.
Yeah, that's great.
To have a one-on-one coach if you need it. So, Mano Wellness app, Strava, obviously all the fitness watches and wearables apps. The only other one that I'll mention that I use quite often... Oh, nutrition tracking, before I get into that one.
So tough for me.
There's so many out there, and they're all basically the same thing. I've used MyFitnessPal. I've used the one I currently use is called Chronometer. They're all the same. Chronometer, I just think has just a better vibe to it, and also just more data. I've used the First Form app for the longest time. They're all the kind of same.
Yeah.
I don't know any of the nutrition apps outside of tracking. There's a bunch of ones that don't do tracking and stuff like that. That one is going to be a person-to-person thing, a feel thing.
Yeah, yes.
I think the best nutrition app, though, is this app called Yuka. I don't know if... Have I ever showed you this, dude?
Mm-mm.
Dude, this thing is so cool. So, check it out. Yuka. Yuka.
We talked about it last episode. That's where you scan your food?
Yeah. We talked about it?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Well, we went through the whole food market. We filled up our cart.
I did mention it. Yeah.
That's going to be... We're going to integrate that, too.
That's also another one of my favorite ones. Yeah, we did talk about it.
Yeah.
That's also one of my favorite ones because if you're not tracking, and I don't really track my food anymore, that's a great way if you're trying to focus on quality, because tracking is quantity, right? You're clearly putting the quantity in. What you should be focusing on is quality. That's so great for it. So those are really the only apps I use, and then the honorable mention that I was going to give out was, what was it? Oh, ChatGPT. Not really a fitness app, but guys, if you aren't using AI for your, it can do anything. If you need a quick 30-minute workout give it the equipment that you have, it's going to give it to you.
Should I try to explain to the listeners what ChatGPT is again?
No.
Like I did
absolutely not.
Early on.
But here's how you do it. Here's how... We're gonna sum it all up right here.
You just got into that.
I'm ready for this.
You were fired up, huh?
I'm so fired up. This is how we're gonna end the episode.
I kind of had to go ahead.
Do you have something else?
I had a side thing that if we wanted to, we got some sourdough cooking. Didn't know if we wanted to throw in a little bonus, like a little pizza review at the end, sourdough review at the end. We don't have to.
Well, I wanted to make that a segment on our pod.
Well, why don't we do that?
Because it's gonna be. I want it to be a weekly segment.
But this is one that
weekly sourdough.
But this is one that you wanted to try specifically, so I think we need to do a little video of us trying it.
No, I definitely think we should. We're definitely gonna do it. Do you mean to put it at the end of the pod?
You can do whatever the fuck you
no,
want.
I want to do a cool a video segment.
Fine, done.
Like he does on YouTube. They post them on YouTube.
Yeah.
Little 4-minute reviews.
How are you gonna finish it?
So let's finish it here with a summary. How should you
Just a question.
use the track for myself? I'm painting the
Rhetorical.
Picture. Yeah, I'm painting the picture. How should you use these fitness wearables and these fitness app trackers for your day to day? Here's what I'll recommend. First off, get a wearable. Right? We just mentioned how to get one. Depending on your lifestyle, depending on what your goals are, get a wearable. Most of the wearables are going to link to these apps that you're going to be using to track. So what you do is step number 1, get a wearable. Step number 2, link the wearable to your favorite apps. App number 1 that you must link it to is the Mano Wellness app, right? Main reason is because you're going to be tracking your workouts. So you're going to use ChatGPT. Hey, give me a 30-minute workout with this equipment I have. It's going to give you a list of exercises. Then you're going to go to the Mano Wellness app. You're going to click Workout Creator. And then you're going to put those exercises in. It'll give you sets and reps too. ChatGPT is awesome.
Mm-hmm.
It'll give you all that data. Then you click log and you start logging your workout. You get jacked or shredded or cut or cardiovascularly
Whatever your
fit,
goal is.
whatever your goal is.
You're going to get that.
You get that. Then you click log.
I'll give you a slap on the ass.
And you know what happens? The Mano Wellness app will save the data. So then next time you do it, not only can you do the same workout so you don't got to put it in twice, but then you can see the weights that you did the next time you do it. So then you add more weight. Then you add more muscle. And you get more jacked. Right? So that covers the exercise tracking.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you really want to do it, if you're focused on quantity of food, you get a nutrition tracking app. Plenty of out there. If you're focused on quality of food, you get the Yuka app. Or other ones. There's plenty out there. But this way, you start by getting a wearable. You link the wearable to the apps that you're going to use. You track your exercise through the Mano Wellness app. Then you track your nutrition however you want to do it, depending on those two options. How could you not get healthier?
I don't know if that was a rah-rah speech, but I'm ready to run through a brick wall.
Explain rah-rah.
Rah-rah. I'm fired up. The way that you broke that down, how you hit your marks, how you hit it, it was professional, it was perfect, it was prime.
I didn't plan that, by the way.
You rolled... Add that to the list of compliments. It rolled off the cuff. God damn it, Anthony, you're good.
Off the tongue?
Off the tongue. God damn it, Anthony, you're good at this thing. And it's an honor to learn from you.
We'll find out if these new mufflers stop the tapping.
I don't think I tapped.
I think that was a great episode.
I don't know. It's a warm day out, guys. Warmish, rainy, kind of. You're pumping the AC. It's a little chilly.
You know what else is pumping?
My high beams might be on in this polo.
That's what's pumping. Those biceps in that polo, bro, that thing's about to rip. It's stretched.
We won that.
How'd you get them that big?
We won the golf at Mano Wellness at. And that's it.
Tease it.
Hydration.
Next episode's hydration. It's going to be a goodie.
How do we recover from those workouts?
That's what we're going to get into.
All right, let's get into it.
Peace. See you
Have a
next
good week.
episode.